All right, I'm going to hit share screen and get this party started. So Dave, just as a reminder, when I'm doing this, I can't see any of the chat or anything. So if there's anything you want to stop me for or anything like that, but I think we'll try to get to most of the questions at the end. We'll do a Q&A. If you guys have any questions at all, we're here to answer any questions you might have. And there's a method to the madness. We're doing this webinar today because we are also releasing our Messenger course today. As a little heads up. So if you are on the chat and you are an EECOM Crew Premium member already, either today or tomorrow, all that content will drop in there for you. But let's get into Facebook Messenger for e-commerce. And this presentation is broken up into kind of like 3 different sections, just to kind of know what's coming and why you should hold on to the end for the best content. Basically, I wanted to spend a few minutes at the start to talk about why Facebook Messenger is important, why I think it's important, talk about how it it's a differentiation from traditional marketing, talk about why Facebook Messenger is kind of the future. And then we go into some like exact examples. I love showing exact ads that we've run and things like that. So that stuff's at the end. So stay tuned for all that, because it'll be about a 40 to 45 minute presentation if I talk nonstop, and we'll probably have a couple of breaks. So expect it to be about an hour by the time we're done. So why is Facebook Messenger important? Like, you're watching this webinar, it's about Facebook Messenger, but this is a part of the trifecta, and we'll be talking about the trifecta. You guys have heard me talk about this a lot on the podcast or other webinars, but Facebook Messenger is like the top of that trifecta. It's component number 1 to getting people into this. And why is Facebook Messenger so important? Why is it a part of the trifecta? And you know, I think that the great thing about being a world traveler these days, if you want to call it that, at least an Eastern Asian traveler, is we get to see like how things are in the rest of the world. Like, I mean, a lot of Americans like never leave the United States and don't get to see how things operate in other parts of the world. Dave and I go to China typically at least twice a year, if not more, for long periods of time. I'm usually over there for a month at a time. And you really get to see how ubiquitous WeChat is over there and how important it is to their lifestyle. And I believe foreshadowing where things are going to be in the United States. This is not new. Like, there's been a lot of, there's a lot of technology that happens in Asia, whether it's in Japan or South Korea or China or Hong Kong, that eventually makes its way to the United States 2, 3, 4, 5 years later. And I think that that's what we're going to see here with WeChat. And the reason is just because you have 1 billion people over there that I get to see like this, you know, like constantly. And what they're doing while they're like that most of the time is interacting with WeChat. And WeChat combines a bunch of different things that all of us already do into one thing. People already send text messages to their friends and family. We already order Uber Eats or an Uber. You can use Venmo to pay people, but WeChat like takes all that functionality and puts it into one. My favorite story to tell, and which kind of illustrates how ubiquitous WeChat is in China. Our last trip over there, we were at a toll booth, and we were stuck at this toll booth. The guy in front of us wasn't moving. He gets out of his car, walks up to the taxi that we're in. They have a conversation. I'm with my wife. She speaks Chinese, so I got to ask what the hell just happened. And basically, the guy in front of us didn't have any cash, so he WeChatted him money right there on the side of the road and paid the toll. That's how ubiquitous WeChat is. And Facebook Messenger is kind of like where WeChat was 3-4 years ago. So it's already on everyone's phone. Everyone has Facebook Messenger in their phone. We just don't utilize it in the same way that everyone utilizes WeChat. And Facebook Messenger isn't going to get supplanted. Like, there's certain technologies, it's very difficult to get the adoption curve that Facebook Messenger already has. The other thing that's like really important component of why Facebook Messenger is important is that capturing people's attention is getting harder and harder. So much so that the average session that people are spending online now on these social media platforms, looking at Facebook specifically, is 4.5 minutes. So it's really difficult to get someone's attention within 4.5 minutes and get them to complete an entire process, to place an order and like become a customer and all that. And that's if they catch you at the first second that they're using Facebook, not further down the line. So this is something that's really important to keep in mind. And Facebook Messenger really helps with this attention grabbing exercise. The other thing that's important to be thinking about here is that people are using the internet, using Facebook, using social media, shopping in a more and more mobile fashion. And device usage for Facebook is 80% mobile, 39% desktop. Obviously, that adds up to more than 100%. Some people are doing this on multiple platforms, but the bulk of what's happening is already happening in a mobile world, which is why Facebook Messenger becomes even more important component. And 56% of people only use mobile. Like that's the only way they consume social media and the internet is on a mobile device. In the United States, it's crazy. That's a really high number. A lot of people, that's how they get their Facebook fix, right? So it's important to be thinking about. It's a more and more mobile world as you're thinking through this thought process. The crazy stat to me is that 88% of Facebook's ad revenue comes from mobile ads. So you add up all the mobile traffic and the time that's being spent on mobile and the clickiness of people, clicking from Facebook ads, interacting with that stuff is happening primarily in a mobile world. What does that look like? I mean, it's people that don't really have a lot of attention for what they're consuming at that moment. They're on a bus or on the subway or whatever for, again, a 4.5 minute average session or less commuting to work. Or maybe they're walking down the street. This is a pretty popular thing to see in Asia specifically. You're walking down the street and people are about to run into you. You have to play Frogger because they're more consumed with what they're looking at on their phone than whether or not they're going to hit you on the sidewalk or even walk off the side of the road and hit a car even. But you probably have the best chance of capturing people's attention in this environment. They're at least focused for a couple minutes, right? But I mean, it's still obviously short amount of time and being facetious, obviously, but they aren't looking for you, right? I mean, this is an advertising platform and medium in a world where people just are not looking for whatever it is you're trying to sell them at that moment. It does not look like this. It does not look like the advertising of 5 years ago where everything was intention-based search. Someone searches for something like gel pens for coloring books. Most of you probably know we saw a brand called Color It. They're coloring books geared towards adults. And someone searches gel pens for coloring books in an intention-based world, they're looking for you. They're looking to solve that problem at that moment. Really important distinction. Same thing on Amazon. They're searching for something at that exact moment and they want to buy it. Like they have their credit card out, they want to buy it. But when you're advertising on Facebook, it's interruption-based marketing. These people are on Facebook and they don't want you to bother them right now. They're browsing photos or videos or memes from their friends or their family or their kids or whatever it might be. And they're looking for a diversion at that moment. Again, their diversion is not you. It's something to get away from their boring lives or their lives that they don't like at that moment. And that's interruption marketing. It's annoying. Like people don't like to be advertised to, right? I mean, it's not something that they're looking for at that moment. It's annoying. It's this guy here. Anyone that saw Wolf of Wall Street, it's, the guy trying to call you at home while you're eating dinner to sell you penny stocks. They don't want you at that moment. It's a big mind shift that you need to take. And Facebook Messenger is a very important component to this. You'll understand why as we talk more and more about this as we go through. If you want to put it a different way, you're driving down this road, heading to wherever it is you're going, and someone's trying to make you take that exit ramp and go off that other way. That's hard to do. It's hard to convince people in a microsecond to be able to do that, to take that off ramp. And that's what you're trying to do with Facebook ads. And again, Facebook Messenger fits into this whole thing quite nicely as we talk more and more about it. So the bottom line is, you need a plan to be able to deal with marketing in 2018 and beyond, to deal with interruption marketing, and how you're going to capture people's attention in an attention-less world these days. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So hopefully that kind of sets the stage a little bit for you guys. The one thing I really want to mention here, and for those of you who already listen to the podcast and know a lot about Dave and I, we are not secret sauce, snake oil, whatever salesmen. We don't like to ever say, like, copy this exact thing that we're doing, you'll make $1 million. I really, really hate that. I think it's very disingenuous. Every business is different. And, obviously with EECOM Crew Premium, we're here to help you and suggest to you how you can adapt to that difference for your business. But I think it's important to just mention there is no one size fits all solution. There's a lot of variables from business to business and brand to brand. Maybe you have a really high margin business. Maybe you're selling jewelry or makeup or things that traditionally have 5x to 20x markup, and you can spend crazy amounts of money on ads. Maybe you're selling information like EECOM Crew does, where you don't have a cost of goods and you can spend whatever you want on ads because there is no tangible cost to each sale. Or maybe you're selling coloring books where your margins are really thin and you got to be very careful about how much money you're spending to get sales. So margins are a very important component to Facebook advertising and to all the stuff we're going to be talking about. Another variable is, can you even offer a free plus shipping offer? Is that even a possibility in your business? Free plus shipping offers I bring up this because, again, those who follow what we do, this is something that really has worked well for our business. But it doesn't work well for all of our brands. Like, we can't really do a free plus shipping offer for ice wraps. When we own treadmill.com, I don't know what the hell I would have done for a free plus shipping offer that would work, guaranteed to work in that business. I sure can't ship them a treadmill for free and just pay shipping. That's not possible. So, but I can ship them sample drawings or some free markers to try out, or a credit card multi-tool or a flashlight. All these types of things that have worked well for our other brands. But not every brand has got something they can use a free plus shipping offer with. The lifetime value and average order value of a customer is really important when planning out your Facebook ad strategy and how Facebook Messenger and all this stuff is going to fit into all this. Again, lifetime value of a customer for us on icewraps.com is basically 1.01. There's no reason for someone to go buy another shoulder ice wrap. They had shoulder surgery. They need this ice wrap to recover. And they don't need to go buy another one. Our lifetime value of a customer is one sale. Color It, on the other hand, they buy a book and they use it and they need another book. They buy pencils and they sharpen them down to a nub. They need more pencils. So lifetime value of a customer is quite high for us. Same thing with tactical. We sell them one piece of tactical equipment, a flashlight, a shovel, clubs, or whatever it might be. Hopefully we can cross-sell them all those other products over time, hiking sticks, whatever it might be. Baby stuff, you get a baby to buy, or a parent to buy a onesie or a footie. You can sell them a lot more of those over time. The babies are kind of infamous for getting bigger and needing more clothes. Just ask Dave. So this is something that's really important in your business. So you may or may not have this component to work at your advantage. Audiences is another really important thing. This is not an accident. There's a reason we created Color It, and there is a reason we created tactical stuff. There's a reason why ice wraps, we do some things that we don't do some things that we do in other parts of our business. It is impossible to target someone on Facebook for ice wraps. I cannot target someone who has pain right now. I cannot target someone who has just gotten surgery. I can't target someone who has tennis elbow. These are not targetable audiences on Facebook. I can target old people, but that doesn't, not all old people have aches and pains. I can target people who play tennis, but not all people who play tennis develop tennis elbow. So now, I will catch the people who have tennis elbow, but it's not effective enough. You need to be advertising in audiences where basically anyone who has an interest in that stuff is a potential customer, not 1 in 10 people or 1 in 5 people, because the math just doesn't work anymore. I mean, Facebook has become a more and more competitive world. So, something like Color It works really well because I can target people who like coloring books. Tactical works quite well because I can target people who like camping, hunting, fishing, homesteading, survivalism, prepping. All these different types of things are really easy to target. Facebook's changing the rules on baby stuff, but we've been able to target people who have a newborn kid. So the audience component is a really important factor in your advertising. The retail price, another important thing. Are you selling a $2,000 treadmill? Well, I mean, that's not a spontaneous decision. People aren't going to buy that in 4.5 minutes. But if you're selling a $10 coloring book and you have 50% off for a special today only, they'll make a $5 purchase without thinking much about it. So the price of the item makes a big difference. The creatives. Listen, like with Color It, like, I mean, it's a slam dunk when it comes to creatives. I mean, we get tons of user-generated content, pictures of people coloring their books, videos, testimonials. We can do time-lapse tutorials, all this different stuff that make really awesome creatives that are just eye-popping and attention-grabbing videos and stuff. Again, ice wraps, not so much. What am I going to do? Like show someone putting liquid into a freezer and then coming back an hour later and it's frozen? I mean, that's like not exactly all that exciting, right? So, I mean, this is another really important component. So what I really wanted to just make sure that I illustrate here, and what I think is really important, is that every brand's unique. I want to show you the system that we've used for multiple brands and had really good success with, but also use your common sense and adapt the things that we're going to talk about here to be able to work even better with your brand than just taking the exact things that we're showing you and copying them. And, you know, to a certain extent, you can definitely do that. And we have obviously the course that allows that to happen, but you're going to want to adapt to that. And I want to make sure that we don't have a feeling of selling snake oil, as I mentioned, because I think that that's really important. So let's get into the plan, because I think that people love a plan and seeing this mapped out exactly like what we've had success with. And again, this has been successful for us with multiple brands, which is exciting to talk about. So the top of that funnel, the thing that we start with always with anything that we do anymore, is starting with what I call compelling no-brainer offers. These are things, think in the realm of, I have 4.5 minutes to convince a stranger to do this thing, whatever this thing is. And that's the realm you should be coming from, and use this, you know, use us as a model, but also adapt your business to what can you do for your business that will get someone to complete something within 4.5 minutes. And we'll talk about what I've done specifically to make this happen in our business. The key here is to develop relationships with people long-term. You know, 5 years ago, I would wake up in the morning and my number one priority as a marketer was to get sales. You know, I would look at how much I spent on ads, how many sales I got, how much my cost per acquisition was, what my return on ad spend was, and a very finite vacuum. And I woke up every morning wanting to see, you know, that one number be bigger than the other. And I just thought in that narrow-minded focus in that realm. But what I've now done is switch our focus to developing relationships. And it's easy for me because, like, you know, those again who know me, I'm kind of a relationship and people person anyway. So, you know, instead of being that like late night salesman who's like, buy, you know, buy my car right now. We've switched our whole marketing philosophy to how we can develop relationships with people over a longer period of time. We want to hit them up over multiple moods. You know, you don't get to choose what mood someone's in when you run a Facebook ad to them. You know, so if they're in a bad, pissy mood or they had a bad day or whatever, a compelling offer, no-brainer offer is way easier to get them to convert on than trying to sell them something expensive, especially. And then when they're in a better mood, you can work on that sales process then through the things we're going to be talking about in this presentation. The same thing goes for bank account balances. I mean, one of the sad realities for me, especially running Color It, is we get to see how many people, I mean, we already know this from statistics, but like it's real to us because the majority of our customers are living paycheck to paycheck or Social Security deposit to Social Security deposit. And the reality is at certain times of the month, they just don't have money. So you could be running an ad to someone who likes what they're seeing, but they can't afford it right then. So if you can advertise to them over a bigger bank account balance than they can't afford, or build a relationship with them so you have the ability to talk to them at that point, you're going to have a much better opportunity to convert them at that time. Multiple devices. Again, the majority of people are going to be using a mobile device as their first touch point to interact with you. And it's easier to convert them later, maybe on their iPad or their desktop. Same thing goes with locations. Maybe they're on the bus or on the train or in the restroom, whatever it might be. Isn't it better to have an opportunity to converse with them and convert them from their home, from their sofa, or from their desk at their house, or wherever it might be, where they have more time and they can be more focused. And I just mentioned focused. So let's talk about like exactly what this looks like. I love visuals and laying things out to put things in a simplistic way that people can really understand and consume something, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. So what it looks like is this. And it's a 3-tiered system, and that's kind of the illustration here: yellow, blue, green. So we start with these low friction, compelling offers, these ads on Facebook that are very easy to convince somebody to make that purchase, or to give us their email address, or whatever it might be. Again, thinking of the 4.5-minute clock. Can I convert them on the 4.5-minute clock at the top? And I'm going to take them from that ad and send them into a low friction engagement. I'm going to make it as easy as possible for them to convert, to complete the trifecta. So they see the ad, they click on the Facebook Messenger ad, they say they're interested in the offer. They've interacted with me now on Facebook Messenger. Step 1 of the trifecta is complete by getting them on our Facebook Messenger list. When they hit the landing page that I'm going to send them to, I've got them pixeled. So step 2 is to get them pixeled. Step 2 of the trifecta is now complete. And on that landing page, whether it's a free plus shipping offer or a deep discount, or I'm converting them to content that I'm going to send them via email, I'm going to capture their email one way or the other through that process. And now all 3 steps of the trifecta are complete. And then I can work on the relationship building through what I call the blender, this prolific customer engagement, because I'm going to take all the different offers that we've created up at the top, and I'm going to put them in a blender, play roulette with them, whatever you want to call it, spin the wheel, and pick another offer to throw at them and throw them back up to the top. You can see the arrow goes back up to the top, and we play Plinko again and have it go back through the system again, because we want to get the most out of the assets that we've made, and continue to recycle them, continue to build a relationship with people, continue to give them value first before ever trying to sell them anything, and continue that relationship over multiple moods, bank account balances, timeframes, locations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we see people convert 3, 6, 12 months down the road a lot of times. So we continue to build a lot of equity in our business of pent-up demand because we have people on our list that we continue to churn through that system. So let's break down each one of these components one by one. The low friction Facebook offers, again, things that we can do to convert people within 4.5 minutes are things like a giveaway or a contest. These are things that we talk about a lot on the podcast, et cetera. Free plus shipping offers. If available to your business, free plus shipping offers or deep discount offers, just these undeniable no-brainer offers where like, I have to have this right now. It's just such a good deal. Give it to me now. Content. The content can be a really good low friction offer. If you have really good content, depends on the business you're doing. One of my favorite ones I love to talk about from a mastermind I did with Steve Chu at Seller Summit was a guy who does a camera business. It's a perfect example of where like content can really shine. I mean, there's so much stuff you can talk about. A free downloadable guide of how to set your aperture or your ISO or which cameras, external microphones are better, the flashes. I mean, there's like all kinds of stuff you can rate, like incredible prolific, very valuable content for some niches. So, that works well for coloring and tactical. We can write articles and do content about what to have in your bug out bag, how to prepare for an emergency, how to prepare for the zombie apocalypse, things of this nature. Coloring, same thing, how to blend or shade with colored pencils, how to pick a color palette, or how to use watercolor pen, watercolor in the most effective way. There's all kinds of really awesome content we can generate for these brands, and they're great offers to get people just to give us their email address. Lead magnets, the old traditional lead magnet still is alive and well. Survey and polls, another great thing. And you can use really provocative surveys sometimes. Like think of something like tactical where you can like bring politics into it, or something like that, where you can, ask a political question that's going to really raise a lot of eyebrows these days. That's not appropriate for EECOM Crew or for Color It or Wall Baby, but depending on your brand, you could use that angle to get people to want to take your survey or poll because they're really passionate about it. Free downloads. We've built a whole business off of this concept with Color It, with free downloadable pages. We've been working on this for Wall Baby. We've done things like a free download for sleep regression, or the one that we did that probably fits this concept the best is a baby shower game. So we ran an ad for, are you or someone that going to be having a baby? Like, here's some free downloads you can get for the baby shower game. And people interact with these at the baby shower, and it's a free download, but like our name's on it in the corner in a nice, tasteful way, and it gets the word out about our baby brand. Then we send them through this low friction engagement. We have the ad with the low friction offer, the compelling offer. It goes to a low friction engagement. You got to convert them within 4.5 minutes. So that's the ad says, get this free thing or this whatever. Click send message. They click send message, and it comes up and says, we just want to confirm that you're interested in this offer. Click yes, never mind below. And they yes, I want it. They click yes, I want it. And as soon as they do that, they're on our Facebook Messenger list. They have interacted with us at that point, and that's the bar that's set with Facebook Messenger to get them on your list. It's the same thing as I'm subscribing to you on email to put things in the frame of mind of email. Then we give them the next message after that is basically like click here to take advantage of that offer. So the message comes up like it takes them to a landing page. So they click there to go to that offer. When they land on that page, they get pixeled. We can then track them around the internet. And on that page is going to be some way to give us their email. So that low friction engagement all can happen within 4.5 minutes. We can get somebody to give us their email in under a minute. We can get someone to give us their credit card and complete one of these free plus shipping offers in under 4.5 minutes, because we make it very streamlined and compartmentalized so they can't get anywhere else on our site, and they're focused on, oh, I want this, I want it now. Let me give you my information. How do I give you my money? And then, as I mentioned, we do this prolific customer engagement. So even if they don't buy anything up in steps 1 or 2, I can now communicate with them over a very long period of time. The pressure is off of me to try to sell somebody something. I liken this to being financially independent. Like, the pressure is off of me because I don't have to worry about paying my mortgage or my electric bill, things like this. If the pressure is on me, like, I'm going to have to do things that I might not be proud of, to get people to make that sale or whatever. And the same thing is here. So now I just don't have to worry about it. If I have them on my list, I can communicate with them over a long period of time, build a relationship with them, have them become our friends and part of the community. And then eventually, when they're ready, they'll buy on their own. The conversation's flipped on its head. Instead of having to ask them to make purchases and beg them to give us their money, they're coming to us with their wallet open. Very, very different philosophy. Psychologically, it's way different and way easier and way better and more cost effective. If you have the ability to wait to wait for this to materialize. So again, recapping: low friction offers into low friction engagement, into prolific customer engagement. So just showing you a graph. This was actually back in April when I had taken this screenshot. It's much higher now, but you can see like how quickly we've been able to build our Facebook Messenger list using the concepts I'm going to be talking about here in just a few minutes. And it's stair-stepped. We go through periods of getting lots and lots of people on our list, and then not a whole bunch, and then lots and lots of people, not a whole bunch. We have the same struggles as in our company and everybody else probably out there listening. There's never enough employees. There's always more to get done than you want to get done. There's always other things to focus on. We've had a couple of marketing people come and go. So over those times are typically the flatter areas. And when we get back to focusing on it more, we grow our list exponentially, or not exponentially, but definitely quickly, very, very quickly. And I'll show you some of the things that we've been able to use this list for that's really, really helped our business. So let's get into some real world examples. You guys all know I love showing real world stuff. I want to show exact things that we've done in our business so you can get some ideas of how you can apply this to your company, to your business, and how you might be able to see some success with this as well in your business. So here's the first one here. 20 free coloring pages sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Well, for a limited time, Color is giving out 20 coloring pages 100% for free. There's nothing to buy, no credit card number to give, and no other gimmicks. We just want to share Color with the world. Click send message to get started. This is a very compelling offer, compelling no-brainer offer. We're giving them something for free. You click send message, it'll open up Facebook Messenger. You confirm that you want this thing for free. We send a landing page to give us their email address. We give them the free thing. Very compelling, very easy. It can all be done very quickly. The same concept here with spiritual downloads has worked incredibly well. It's helped us do this with a different audience. When we were doing the stuff on the left, we were targeting people who like coloring. The one on the right, we're targeting people who are religious, people that like Christianity, have an interest in Christianity or the Bible or Jesus or something like that. So it gives us a much bigger pool of people and new people that we haven't been able to target before. And this promotion's been incredibly successful for us. And we're sending them something that they're definitely interested in. These are people that have an interest in the Bible. And we're sending them 10 free spiritual downloads. This is something that, so it's very compelling. It's very easy for people to get that mental gap. So it's important to know your audience, as I was saying, and drive them to an offer that's geared towards them. Here's some other things that we've done. Not just doing giveaways, which we talk about all the time, but we did a poll for a giveaway once. It worked really, really well as a Facebook ad where people got to pick what we were going to be giving away. If you have a business that's struggling, some of your products are struggling, or you're just looking to launch a product, kind of the old concept of giving away coupons works really well this way. You're offering a 25% off coupon that's good today only. You click the thing, Facebook Messenger delivers, takes you to a landing page. As you said, that you get their email address, you give them the coupon, you've completed the trifecta. How about something like this? These are free plus shipping offers. The only way to show you the quality of Color It's dual tip alcohol markers is to get them in your hands. So for a limited time, we're going to send you 3 random Color It markers for free. You just need to cover the cost of shipping and handling. Click send message to get started. Again, compelling, no-brainer offer. We're going to send you free stuff. Like, you just have to pay the shipping and handling. It's a really great deal. Now, for something like this, it's a great deal for us too, because if you are like us, our business is focused on creating high-quality products that people really love, that we build a passionate community around, that people, when they get our products, they want more of them. But they're more expensive than our competitors. So, why should people spend more money in a time where they're being squeezed more and more? Well, if we can get the product in their hand and to get them to experience that firsthand and have that aha moment, we can then again change that narrative to where they want to give us money because they want our products. They want more of our products. We've gotten past that trust barrier and other things that are a challenge still within e-commerce, and we actually get the product in their hand and they want more. That's really important. So let's go through things step by step, how we set this up. And this is at a high level. Obviously, we only have an hour for the webinar. In our course, we go through this in way more detail. There's 20-something videos of all this that goes through step by step over many hours. It's a lot. It can get complicated, but there's a lot of people that are probably on the webinar that figure things out on their own. And if you do that, this should get you started to be able to do that on your own. So here's an example of what we did for a Facebook Messenger ad for a Wall baby product, which we don't talk a lot about publicly. But I thought it'd be cool to kind of interject that into some of the things that we're doing these days, talk about what we're doing here. So this is a balance bike, wooden balance bike that we sell. Today, only get 40% off our Wall baby wooden balance bike. Skip the training wheels. Click send message below. We'll send you the details on Facebook Messenger. Very basic Facebook ad, doesn't take a lot. I will say that this is a still image ad, and we've seen way, way better results with video. This is something that we did a long time ago. We've been really stepping up our video game. I think, Dave, actually be fun to do a webinar just on how we've been making videos lately, because we produce
all the time too.
Yeah, we produce some stuff that I'm I don't do it. I'm just proud of what our team's done. It's incredible, some of the video ads that we've been able to make lately, and they've been converting way better. We have a promotion right now, actually, through Facebook Messenger, this whole concept of a deep discount offer that we're getting sales for under $3 right now, almost down to $2 a sale, because I think our video is just so damn good. It's all about the video. Anyway, I digress. So you click send message, and what it does is it pops, well, the way that you do this behind the scenes, I'll show you just in this, I probably have this slide out of order. When you click send message, I'm gonna just bounce around. When you click send message, it does this. So thank you for your interest in our Wall Baby wooden balance bike. Are you interested in getting 40% off today only? Yes, send me my coupon. No, thank you. So when they click yes, send me my coupon, the action of them clicking yes, think you have one more Facebook Messenger subscriber at that exact second because they've interacted with you. And you'll see here this text, thank you for your interest in our Wall Baby wooden balance bike. This is done through a Facebook ads JSON growth tool in ManyChat. And ManyChat is a platform that I would liken to MailChimp or Klaviyo or ActiveCampaign to email. ManyChat is a way to get people on your list, to interact with them, and to manage them. And you'll see, actually this screenshot's from a different thing, but here's some of my 12 drawings. All that code is generated automatically for you once you set that up in ManyChat. And the flow for this looks like this. So thank you for your interest in our Wall Baby wooden balance bike. Are you interested in getting 40% off? If they say yes, we tag them with that they want the bike for 40%, so we know how they got on our list to begin with. And then we say, perfect, we'll send it to you. You click the button, and that takes you to the landing page. So we keep this very simple, and this is what we teach in this course as well. You can do a lot more complicated, advanced, crazy stuff with Facebook Messenger and these bots, but I think it's good to keep it very simple. It doesn't need to get that complicated. Your goal is to get them on your list. What is the bare minimum you can do to get them on your list so then you can communicate with them in the future in a very effective way? And this is what we developed. It's one of these things where, like, keep it simple, stupid has worked the best for us. So all of our promotions, all the things I showed you, all those ads previously to this, all work the same exact way. In this case, we're giving them a 40% off coupon, but it could be 10 spiritual drawings. It could be 12 Christmas downloads. It can be 20 downloads. It could be a free plus shipping offer. Whatever it is, the whole system works this way because, again, once they click yes, we got them on our list. And we use the visual flow builder and, again, the JSON growth tool within ManyChat. So after you've built this out visually with no programming experience, it doesn't have to get complicated. You just go to the setup tab and it'll look like this. You copy this code to the clipboard and you can paste that right into your Facebook Messenger ad. There's a JSON section when you're creating ads that you drop that into. And again, in our course, we show all this in complete detail with screen shares and everything. But if you're technical, you can probably just do that on your own. So we'll send them to this landing page. Again, all of the promotions, all the things that we're doing, all involve the same process, which is to get them from Facebook Messenger over to this landing page. So at this point, we can get them pixeled and hopefully also get their email address. And we want the landing page, the messaging on the landing page, to be a mirror image of what they saw in the ad so that there's no confusion. And here it is, 25% off today only. We're going to send you this coupon, email me the code. It's very cut and dry, very basic, very easy to understand. We have some information about the product. We have scarcity at the top, which is really important. They give us their email address. We've completed the trifecta. And then hopefully they go buy the bike on top of it. But we also have a long period of time to be able to communicate with them, to be able to sell them something else in the future or get that first sale eventually. So all of the things that we set up are this exact same setup. And then the thank you page, we always want a good thank you page after they give us their email. In this case, again, messaging's all concise and consistent. Here's how to use the coupon. We want to make sure in this case they know how to use the coupon. If they're getting 10 free downloads, we have a video that plays that tells them about the downloads. And then there's some upsells on the page. And if you want to see that in action, you can go to colorit.com/free. That's our 20 free downloads, colorit.com/free. You'll skip the Facebook Messenger part because you're going directly to the landing page, but you can see how we set all that up. And then you'll be pixeled, then we'll have your email address, and I promise you we'll never leave you alone. We'll be your worst nightmare. We'll be emailing you forever and sending you Colorit ads. But you'll get to see all that in action which I think is pretty cool. Whoops. So let's talk about the economics here, because at the end of the day, we run businesses, and this is all about the money in some respects. Can you make this work from an ROI perspective? And I used a couple of examples to show you what we've been able to do here on these 3 free sample markers, which I showed you earlier, the exact example of that. We spent $3,968 on this ad campaign and got $42,000 in sales. The math is incredible. It's what is that? Almost 11x ROI. Seems incredible because we're giving away a free product. How is that possible? Well, it's possible because people are buying other things at the same time. You're introducing them to your company. They land on your 3 free marker page, but then they buy other things. You know, if you have the type of company that works well with, like we do with Color It, they'll go buy other things in their cart at the same time. They're getting this amazing offer. We have buy 3 free markers, just pay shipping. Well, guess what? You don't have to even pay shipping if you spend $30, because our free shipping threshold on the site's $30. So a lot of people will add at least $30 more worth of stuff to their cart to take advantage of that. And that adds up quickly with this. Another example is something we were not a free plus shipping offer. This is we just want to get them to complete the trifecta offer. We just want people to give us their email address, to get them Pixel, to get their Facebook Messenger subscription. And here's 10 free spiritual drawings. So this was to the audience of Jesus and Christianity and Bible. And we got, in this one campaign, 17,000 people added to our list. I mean, it's an incredible number really, really quickly. We spent $7,700 on ad spend. We got 17,303 people added to our list. They completed the trifecta. That's at 45 cents a piece. So we paid 45 cents to get someone on our list that we can now market in one of 3 ways, or all 3 ways, again, through Facebook Messenger, through more Facebook ads, or through email, over an infinite amount of time. As long as they still interact with us, it's an infinite amount of time. Now, if they stop interacting with us, we stop communicating with them after 3 months. But for as long as they're consuming our content, as long as we can continue to provide them value by providing them more free and valuable content through email and through other communication, they will continue to interact with us. We'll continue to build that relationship. And again, eventually they will buy. If they're interacting with you for that long a period of time, the chances are more likely than not that they will eventually buy. And in addition to all that, in a vacuum of just the one day of when we were giving away the 10 free sample drawings, for the spiritual drawings, we got $8,300 in sales. This is a one-day attribution. So people, come and sign up for the free downloads, the thank you page to that. And that's colorit.com/prayer if you want to see how that works. After they sign up, the thank you page is like, thank you for signing up. Here's a video of what to expect. We're going to deliver these drawings every other day over the next 20 days. You might like some of these coloring mediums down below. And we have like a little bit of a discount, and they can buy our gel pens or our pencils. And people are like, oh, okay, well, I need some pencils to color with, or I need some paper to print on, or whatever it might be. And they go buy. Now, if I'm spending $7,000 and getting $8,000 in sales, that's not sustainable, obviously. But I can't count, I can't attribute here with just in this nutshell, all the value that these 17,000 people give me over the lifetime of their subscription. I get way more than $8,000 in sales, obviously, from that. It's pretty incredible how well this works when you extrapolate it out over the longer period. And again, you've got to adapt this to your business. We've been working on perfecting this for tactical.com. We're kind of getting very close to finishing that process of what's going to be our top level funnel, what's our upsell, what's the emails that we're going to send out over a period of time. We test through all this. You don't figure it all out in one day, but Color, we've been at this for a couple of years, and we've been able to get to this point of we offer some compelling offer. They get this freebie. The certain percentage of people buy right then and there, and then the rest of the people we get to try to buy over a long period of time. So you can see again how powerful this becomes when you look at the macro of all of this. And the reason that the Facebook Messenger component specifically is so important and so unbelievable is the open rates on these messages are absolutely insane, ludicrous, off the charts. 80 to 95%. These are just the 4 random ones that I picked. This is not cherry picking at all, I promise you. In fact, I think the the 80% one, I think, was the lowest one, which is why I put it in there. The open rates are so much higher than anything you'll ever do in email, by far and away. You just cannot ignore this. You can't ignore it as a business owner, and as a user, you can't ignore it either, because it lights up on your phone. It makes an audible noise on your phone. It lights up on your computer. It makes an audible noise on your computer. It's like flash. It makes a pop-up come out of the bottom right of your Facebook screen. When you're on Facebook, it's there. It's really hard to ignore. The click-through rates that we get are higher than our open rates on email. It's insane. So, having this tool in your tool shed to use strategically within your business is a really important component to why we've been successful, and why you can be successful with this as well. Here's some examples of our open rates with email. I think that, from all the people that I talk to, we are in the top tier, 5%, 3% of all people sending emails out for e-commerce. Our email open rates are 20 to 30% consistently, which is double to triple the industry average of 11%. Again, doesn't pale in comparison to what you can do with Facebook Messenger. So I wanted to just take a couple minutes at a high level, explain some of these different growth tools, ways to get people on your Facebook Messenger list, with or without the trifecta. So when you go in the ManyChat, it'll have all these different options of how you can get people on your list. Well, you could put a bar at the top of your site. It's very common to see a bar at the top of your site that, hello bar, if you guys that are technical and been around for a while, they're the kind of the ones that invented this back in the early days. You could do a slide in on the bottom of the site. You can take over the whole page. So on your website, if you want to collect people there, like we do at EECOM Crew, ironically, you can do that right on your website. You can make a landing page that to send people to a URL. If you don't have ClickFunnels or Zipify pages, you can send people to a ManyChat landing page. But the ones that we use the most are the Facebook ads JSON, which I already mentioned to you, and the live chat. I'm sorry, not the live chat, but the comments, the Facebook comments. So what you can also do is have it so someone that leaves a comment on one of your posts somewhere automatically get a Facebook message that'll pop up, asking them to whatever it is that you want to put in there for text. So what we've done this with is type the word enter down below, and we'll send you a message, and then that message can take them through that process. So these are the different types of growth tools that exist within ManyChat. I feel like I'd be completely remiss if I didn't go over some really important best practices here to kind of end this webinar, and then we'll get into the Q&A. Really, really important. Anytime you send out any type of message with Facebook Messenger, you need to make sure that you always include an opt-out. You give people a way to unsubscribe from your list and to stop being bothered by you on Facebook Messenger. Unfortunately, this rate is usually about 5%. It's way higher than it is with email, because we've made it really easy. But it's important not to get your Facebook Messenger account shut down, which can happen very quickly. If you don't have a way for people to opt out and they mark you as spam or complain to Facebook, they have a very close to zero tolerance policy for this. So any messaging you send out, make sure you make it easy for them to get to stop being bothered by you by Messenger. It's really important to understand the different types of broadcast. And broadcast within ManyChat are the same thing as a campaign within Klaviyo. I'm not sure what they're called on the different email platforms, as we only really use Klaviyo for the last many years. But basically, if you're going to be emailing or messaging your list, you're going to be doing that through a broadcast. And the three different types of broadcast are subscription, promotional, and follow-up. With a subscription broadcast, you can message your entire list or filter your list however you want without restriction. You can send them whatever message you want, as long as it's not promotional or contain an ad. It's just a little caveat, right? What does that mean? So what we basically determined is we do not send any type of link to our website or anything off of Facebook Messenger at this juncture, because I don't want anything that could be deemed as promotional. You can't even ask a question of would you like me to send you information about our sale? You got to be really, really careful about how you try to re-engage people and send subscription messages, so they cannot be deemed promotional or advertorial in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to show you an example of this in the next couple slides, because I think it's really important to understand. So with with Facebook Messenger, there's a rule called the 24+1 rule. So when you first get someone, when they first interact with you, you get 24 hours to then re-interact with them, to send them whatever message you want. You can email them every 15 minutes and say, sale, 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 and just pester the living crap out of them. As long as you have a way for them to unsubscribe from that, and you don't want them to mark you as spam. I wouldn't encourage doing it every hour or every 15 minutes, but you technically could do that until you hit the 24-hour mark, and then you can no longer, at that point, send them any promotional stuff. So again, promotional stuff being sales and other things like that. And I mentioned the 24+1 rule. The +1 is this like one get out of jail free card, one free pass that you get with somebody after they've subscribed to your list. They've interacted with you. You have 24-hour window to send them anything you want. After that 24-hour window, you cannot send them any promotional material under any circumstances except for this one time. You get one free pass. And if you want to do a follow-up, you can send this to everyone on your list that qualifies. Once you send it, the +1's now 0. So now you can no longer send them any more promotional stuff under any circumstance until they re-engage with you. Now, if you can get them to re-engage with you through a subscription broadcast, and what I'm going to show you how to do that, you reset the +1. So we save these follow-up broadcasts for big things like Mother's Day sale, 4th of July sale, Black Friday sale. And in between those sales, we're constantly working to get them to re-engage. We want people to re-up their subscription with us, give us permission to send them a promotional text again. How do we do that? Well, we try to re-engage with people in a very clever way. And here's an example where this is probably going to be the real aha moment for you for a lot of things. This kind of pulls a lot of things together. So first of all, we re-engage in a clever way by saying something like, hey, it's Erica from Color It here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm just curious. Do you love coloring with gel pens? That is not promotional. There's nothing that you could even read into it in any way, shape, or form. We're just asking them a question legitimately, like, do they like coloring with gel pens or not? There's a method to our madness, so why we're asking that. But once they click yes or no, and by the way, this is an older version of this. It should also have unsubscribe here. All the things that we do now moving forward, we'll have unsubscribe for this as a third option. When they click yes or no, as soon as they click yes or no, even if they don't like gel pens, when they click yes or no, they've re-engaged. We reset that counter. But now that we reset the counter, it's 24+1 all over again. So now we have 24 hours to send them whatever promotional message we want. And let me see if I can't read this because my face is in the way in full screen mode. But it's basically like, I agree, they're awesome. Gel pens are awesome. And if you click below, you can go buy our new gel pens. This is very promotional because we're sending them off site, telling them to go buy our gel pens. So think of all the people that are coming through this that are ending up at our Amazon listing in an incredibly white hat way by doing this. We've worked hard to get people on our list. We've paid to get people on our list. And when it comes time to launch a product, this became a new #1 bestseller that we sell like mid 6 figures a year of this one SKU by doing this process. And we launched into a very competitive space. Gel pens are like one of the most competitive things in Amazon. And to this day, this was a long time ago, this still continues to be a very successful product for us because of this method that we did. We immediately had the new #1 bestseller badge. We got a lot of reviews really quickly because this is an engaged community. We didn't even ask them for reviews at this standpoint, but we sent all this outside traffic to Amazon, and we spread this out over a period of time. We don't just send all of our messages to everybody at one time. We break up into 5 different groups over 5 days so we can spread out the sales and create this illusion to Amazon this is a really important product. And again, in a white hat way. We're not doing anything black hat here in any way. And by the way, I can sleep better at night by doing that because I don't have to do viral launch or super URLs or coupons or any of this other crap that people are doing to get themselves in trouble. This is all white hat. This is my list. I can send people from my list to go buy my product on Amazon. That's completely permissible. So you can see here now the power that this has in several different aspects of your business. Even if you don't sell on Amazon, send the traffic to your own website and sell a ton of gel pens, right? this is a great way to re-engage your list and also get people to buy something, take advantage of an important moment in your business to do these broadcasts. They've been an incredible tool for us. We just launched our watercolor brush pens in this way a couple of months ago for Color It, and it was a huge success. So if you want to see ManyChat in action, I think it's cool to actually see how this stuff works. You can go to ecomcrew.com/messenger. You can either do that now or right after the webinar, ecomcrew.com/messenger. And we used a landing page in this example. So if you think back when I was showing you the growth tools, this URL redirects to a landing page that then will subscribe you to our Facebook Messenger list for Ecom Crew. Our point here is not to get you to subscribe to our Messenger list, although we'd be happy to have you on our list. It's really to demonstrate what Facebook Messenger can do. We demonstrate, imagery and videos and multiple choice questions that have logic behind them. And you can see all that in action in real time by going to ecomcrew.com/messenger. So Dave, my throat hurts, man. I've been talking a lot.
I know, it's almost 2 straight hours for you.
Yeah. Did you want, before we get into the Q&A, do you want to talk a little bit about Ecom Crew Premium? And I'll just advance these slides for you.
Yeah, sure. So Ecom Crew Premium is our paid, basically, section of Ecom Crew. And with Ecom Crew Premium, you get a few different things. I'm going to walk you guys through here some of the things that you get. Now, of course, like Mike talked about, the big one that you're going to get is full access to our Messenger course that we just released actually yesterday. So that's the big one, but you also get access to about 3 other courses. So let me just pull it up here. Can you guys see that okay?
I can.
Okay, so here is within Ecom Crew Premium. Once you log in, this is what you'll see. And you can see here, let me just browse to actually all the courses that you're going to get access to. So these are all the courses that you'll get access to. So you can see here, you get access to our importing from China, like a pro course. You get access to our start a 7-figure brand course. So this basically walks you through finding products, finding a niche, and actually developing a brand of products. Importing from China talks about how to get those products that you've now kind of figured out, the brand that you've built, and how to actually import those from China. Continuing down the list here, you get our Amazon launch strategy course. So now that you've imported all those great products and you have them in your hands, how do you launch them on Amazon and actually get them to a new bestseller on Amazon? So we talk about all the different strategies that you can use to launch a product from the get-go, brand new product, get it to the #1 new bestseller within your category, get some initial traction. So this course talks all about it. And then on the next page, we have our Facebook Messenger for e-commerce course. And this is obviously—
Wow, we're up to 2 pages of courses already.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
So you get 4 full-length courses with Ecom Crew Premium. And this is the Messenger course. So I'll just walk you guys through it here real quick, what you'll get with it. So you can see all of these are videos. This is the introduction along with the course and all the videos. You also get things like swipe files. So we'll give you all the templates that we use within our actual Messenger bots, things which we've determined are very high converting, initial lead offers, free plus shipping offers, all those types of things. Along with that, you're also going to get all these different videos. So I think in the Messenger course, we have roughly 20 videos. So you see module 1 is just an introduction to Messenger. Module 2 is a ManyChat overview and setting up your actual ManyChat account. Module 3, getting people on your list. Module 4, promoting to your list. And then the big bang, number 5, is actual advanced strategies for marketing to people on your list. So things like what happens if you have a product and you can't necessarily do a free plus shipping offer? What are some other ways that you can get people on your list? So we talk about all the different ways that you can collect leads cheaply and effectively. Some other things, talking about Facebook comment advertising. A lot of people don't realize this is something you can do within Facebook advertising. It's a great way to get leads. So those are some of the things that we talk about in the Messenger course. I think there's almost 5 hours of content within that course alone. But then along with that, you're also going to get for other courses too. Now, aside from the courses, a couple other big things. I'm just going to wrap this up quickly. I won't drag this on too long. We'll get to the Q&A quickly, but let's talk about a couple of the other things that you are going to get with EECOM Crew Premium. The big one is that you get live access, or not live, but 24/7 access to me and Mike through email. So any question that you have, you can email us, and we normally get back to you within 24 hours. And you can abuse this however much you want. You can email us every day asking for dinner tips or e-commerce tips, hopefully the latter. We get a lot of people, especially when they're launching a product or going through some big business change, they'll contact us a lot of times 2-3 times a day or 2-3 times a week. So we have absolutely no complaints. However often you need to kind of reach out to one of us and get a little bit of coaching / mentorship, we're there for you. Other thing, the big one is premium. Along with the course and all the videos.
Sorry, just trying to see our comments on the.
So we'll give coaching / mentorship there for you.
Here we go. Trying to learn how to use my phone.
Yeah, those iPhones are tough. So with premium, you also get access to twice monthly webinars like this. Now with the webinars though, these are private only for premium members. And what you get with it is we do 2 different versions. We do a Q&A, and the Q&A, basically we get all of our members, and I think we're over 100 now, people joining us every one Wednesday every month. And they can basically ask any question that they want. And the other Q&A, or the other webinar that we have, is our under the hoods of our brands. And we basically talk about 1 or 2 different strategies that we're using in our brands at the time, and give a lot of detail about how to do them. And they're almost like an instructional course. So you can see here are our 2 latest webinars that we had on September 19th. We had our Q&A webinar. We talked about a lot of different things. How to run Shopify giveaways, how to ensure quality and quality on your orders from China. So how do you make sure that the products that you order are actually high quality? Previous to this, our big one of our big under the hoods of our brands webinar, we talked about the different ways that Chinese sellers are manipulating Amazon. And we actually showed some of the live reports that Chinese sellers are able to get from your listings, basically through insider employees at Amazon. And this actually got a lot of traction once we made a blog post about it on our website. Actually, The Verge and the Wall Street Journal actually picked up the story. And anyways, on this webinar, we showed the exact reports that these Chinese employees are getting from employees within Amazon within China. A lot of really scary information that they had access to. And the last thing that you'll get with Facebook Premium, or Facebook Premium, EECOM Crew Premium, is our Facebook group. And this is, of course, a private group only for EECOM Crew Premium members. I believe right now, like I mentioned, we have about 100 different members. So it's actually a pretty vibrant community that we have going on right now. Okay, Rob actually asking about a link to this webinar. Some of the other great stuff that we're talking about is keywords with Amazon, and actually targeting really low volume keywords that you can get for 5-10 cents a click. You know, people's experiences on them. Again, there's pages and pages of this. Every day we get at least a few different new posts. So it's, I think, a lot of value on top of everything else that you get with Facebook Premium, EECOM Crew Premium.
You really want to call it that?
I know. God, I wish we owned Facebook. But yeah, our private Facebook group is one of the other things that you're going to get with EECOM Crew Premium. Now, the moment you guys have all been waiting for, how do you get access to it? Go on over to EECOM Crew Premium, eecomcrew.com/premium. And of course, we have a special offer for webinar attendees. So we only open up premium, we do it every few weeks, every couple months at the latest. Right now we have it open for another week. So go to eecomcrew.com/premium. And the special deal for attendees of the webinar is 25% off if you use the coupon code, what is it, Mike? Messenger?
Messenger.
Yeah, so scroll down. There's 2 different options that you can do. You can pay monthly. It's $159 a month. You'll get immediate access to everything. And that everything that we have, you get access to it. It recurs on a monthly basis. So if you use that 25% off code, you're going to get the first month for just over $100. After that, it's going to renew for $159. If you buy annually, and this is definitely the best deal, it works out to $79 a month. You do one lump sum payment of $950. Use that coupon code Messenger though, and you'll get it for $725. So save over $200 if you use that coupon code. And that gives you, like I mentioned, that gives you access to everything for the next 12 months. And that works out to actually, with the coupon code, less than $79 a month, that works out to basically $50 a month. So in my opinion, it's probably the best thing that you can do for your business, your e-commerce business, if you're trying to take it to 7 figures or 8 figures. The community and the courses and all the other great stuff that you get with premium, pretty hard to beat. So again, ecomcrew.com/premium, coupon code Messenger to get 25% off. That code expires though tomorrow at midnight. And with that, I think we can do some Q&A.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we had a whole bunch of people type in the chat box a few different questions. So if there's nothing in the actual Q&A, I can kind of work through the ones that I've recorded down.
Okay, let's do them.
Okay, let me stop my screen here. How do I stop my screen, my share screen?
I'll just put up the, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah, so kick me out. No. All right, anyways, while I figure out that, we can tackle a couple of different questions. What are you using for landing page, basically for your landing pages? Is there an alternative to ClickFunnels that's not as expensive?
So we use both ClickFunnels and Zipify pages. I'd love to get onto just one of them. We're probably more so moving towards Zipify pages for everything. There's advantages and disadvantages to both. ClickFunnels is really great if you don't have a Shopify store. You just want to run everything in a vacuum. It's really good. So like when we were launching new brands that don't have a Shopify store yet, or let's just say you're like an Amazon only seller, ClickFunnels is probably the best option. And you can go to ecomcrew.com/ClickFunnels and helps us out with an affiliate link if you want to support us. And Zipify, same thing, ecomcrew.com/Zipify. Zipify really shines on Shopify. You can't use Zipify pages without having a Shopify install. So if you aren't already paying Shopify their $39 a month or whatever they charge as a base fee, then you can't even use Zipify. So again, as we were launching our new brands, we had no Shopify store yet. Now that we do, everything's kind of moving over towards Zipify pages. The only thing that we really keep ClickFunnels around for anymore at this point is our thing called Coloring Club, coloring.club. We have a subscription-based downloadable coloring subscription. It's monthly that you get X amount of drawings. And that was all built with ClickFunnels. So we're kind of stuck with ClickFunnels, unfortunately.
Yeah, the other thing with landing pages, depending what kind of offer you're doing, if you're simply trying to get somebody's email, all the email providers, MailChimp, Klaviyo, they all have landing page software built in, and it's not going to be pretty, but it's definitely a really easy way to get people's email address and at the same time get them pixeled, get their email, and of course get them on your messenger list. So again, it's another thing that we talk about in our course, how to set that up as a really low friction way of getting something up quick and dirty within minutes. Again, it's not going to be pretty. You don't want to use it if you're actually selling a product, but if you're just simply collecting their emails, that's a quick and dirty way to do it.
Yeah, so Pete's actually asking some follow-up questions about this. What advantages does Zipify landing pages offer over the landing pages, including in ManyChat? So ManyChat's a very basic landing page. You can go to ecomcrew.com/messenger, which is what I was showing earlier. And that's a great example of a landing page from ManyChat in the wild. It's very basic. You can add, I believe, one line of text, and that's it. And it does work well on a budget, but it's very basic. So, I mean, you give up flexibility and robustness, but definitely would work on a budget. Is the no answer still considered a valid engagement? Yes, it is. So if someone says no, they interact with you in any way, it counts as engagement. So it would reset the clock. That would answer the other part of the question. And the other thing he asked here, what is the advantage of ClickFunnels over lead pages? We signed up for ClickFunnels, moved from lead pages to ClickFunnels about 2.5 or 3 years ago. And things have changed so much with lead pages from what I understand in the meantime that I don't think that it would be fair for me to comment what the advantages are in today's world over, you know, which one's better than the other, but they're probably very similar. There's another one called, oh shoot, what's the other page builder really famous? Or
Page builder?
No. Instapages. So, you know, they're probably all very similar. I would imagine just like any other SaaS program, it's probably a situation where one program does something better than the other, but then it's weakened the other thing. So hopefully that answers your questions.
And if you're on the fence about any of those, remember Russell Brunson's an awesome marketer, so go with ClickFunnels.
I think you should sign up with ClickFunnels because we have an affiliate link for ClickFunnels and not one for lead pages. So.
Oh, there we go. Oh, here's a classic question that everybody always asks. Got a product, got a single product, but no reason to follow up with that person. You know, pretend you have a single SKU, you have a garlic press, you don't have anything else to sell them, no other content to provide them. What types of strategies can they use to follow up with them and stay engaged with them? I think our opinion on this is probably pretty similar.
I mean, if you have a brand new brand that literally is only selling a garlic press, I'm not sure how much value there is. You need to be looking at your long-term plan. So like I always say, like begin with the end in mind, right? So I mean, if your end goal is to have a whole line of kitchen accessories, then you definitely want to start building your list now and slowly but surely do that. But if you're only going to be selling a garlic press and you're just getting started, you know, I think you can focus your time on something else. You know, if you're a one-man band, you only have so much money, you got to pick your battles. And I think investing in your listing is probably the better use of your time and money with that. But again, if you're like anything that we're doing where it's long-term, where you're building a brand, having multiple products, what ends up happening, what we've seen at this point now very clearly really is like the most expensive product we launched was the first one. The next one was cheaper. The next one was cheaper. Next one's cheaper. It just keeps on getting cheaper because you already have the list, and you're going to launch more products over the life of the customer to your first people that you sign up over the newest people. So starting now, building that is an important component, and you can do it with really small budgets. In ManyChat, it's only $10 to upgrade to Pro, and you get a decent number of subscribers before you have to upgrade and start paying them more money. And you can be running Facebook ads for $2 to $5 a day, you know, relatively cheap, and testing things out over time. And you know, so until you get to the point where you found the thing that really, really works, or till you get to the point where you have more money because your products have become successful, you can do this on a shoestring budget. And by the time you get to the point where you're really ready to utilize this and go crazy, you've already got the answers. And I think that that's really important. Like by then you figured out your audience and the ad units that are working and the offer that works and all these different things. So anyway, that's probably more than you wanted to know about all that.
Yeah. And the thing with products, I mean, unless you have a real strong reason only to have one product, having a catalog, you get such huge economies of scale with products. You can you reuse the same list, the same marketing materials. You know, there's so many one-time costs that you're going to incur, whether you have one product or 1,000. And I know you're probably at the position where you only have one product right now, but the more you expand that catalog, the higher economies of scale that you're going to get. All right, next one, how to interact with them. Okay, how do you interact with people through Messenger, keep them engaged on an ongoing basis without marketing to them? How close can you push the envelope? You know, what can you send to people?
Yeah, I mean, we what we talk about and train people in the course of is that we only do this probably an average every 6 to 8 weeks. We're only engaging people on for the big things, like a new product launch, a big sale, something of that nature, like an epic piece of content that we released. We don't do anywhere near the same cadence with Messenger as we do with email, because we typically lose 5% of our list every time we send out a message. And, those are people that don't want to talk to you or interact with you anyway. So you just got to, accept that in life, that not everyone's going to love you. But you also got to be careful about pushing, because it is so effective. So we only use it for the biggest things, and we don't really push it at all. We're very careful on everything that we do. We've had our hands slapped a couple of times. So I'm just nervous that the next time is the time where they shut our account down, and we've spent too much money to build our list, and we see too many results, or too stronger results from it to take any chances of messing with it.
Yeah. The only thing that you can use, not the only thing, but one of the more powerful things that you can use Messenger for too, not just sending people promotional things, but you can do like a poll. So for example, in our company, what type of vehicle do you own? Do you own a Ford, a Honda, Suzuki? What do you own? They answer a poll. And what happens is that poll answer, we can actually tie back into our email service provider. So now we know that John Doe, who gave us his email before through one of our contests, now we can actually correlate it that, okay, John Doe has a Honda. And now we can, of course, market some of our products. Hey, Honda owner, do you want to buy an off-roading recovery rope for your Honda? So you can take some of that user information that you get through polls within Messenger, not exactly promotional, but you can kind of log that with that person and do some pretty cool things with marketing.
Agreed.
Okay, what else do we got here? How to determine what's a marketing message? Alternatives to ManyChat. Have you used ChatFuel, Mike?
I have not. I have a feeling I've heard various reports from my friends. Our policy here internally is to never change a SaaS unless it's absolutely necessary. And that typically means it has to be 100% better than what we're using, because we've trained our entire staff on how to use one of the SaaS programs, and switching because something's marginally cheaper or marginally better is just not worth it. And ManyChat seems to be regarded as still the best of breed one out there, but I've heard good things about ChatFuel as well, but I have not used it. I don't think it existed when we started Messenger pretty early on. So
yeah, ManyChat works so well. It's so simple in many ways, but at the same time, I've never encountered really anything that just simply doesn't work. Okay, when you're doing a Messenger ad, are you running it to the same audience as you do for a lookalike audience? So you have your existing audience from your website. You run the same ad to them as you will for basically a cold audience, or are you doing a separate ad for both audiences?
Oh man, this is a really complicated question. It's a simple question, but it's complicated because we've gotten really sophisticated with this at this point. Trying to think of the easiest way to explain this, but typically when we launch a new ad, first thing we do is we launch it to our fans, to people that are literally fans of our brand on Facebook. And on Color, that's like 80,000 people or something like that now. So those people will see the ad first. We'll test the ad and see how well it's doing. The fans group always outperforms anything else we've ever done and will ever do. And once we get engagement and we see stats and things are working well with that, and that's typically a pretty quick 24 to 48 hour period, we then relaunch the ad to more audiences. So we have a kind of a core audience of people like coloring, and then we have a lookalike audience and things of that nature. But we have some promotions that we run that we don't want to spend money advertising to people that are already on our list or already fans. So a lot of what we're doing now is excluding our fans and excluding people on our Klaviyo that have ever been in our Klaviyo universe, which is over well into six figures now. So we exclude that. So we're not advertising, spending money, getting the same people regurgitating. And the way that all comes together is like an hour-long webinar in itself. So it's hard to kind of get into all the depths of that. But I think that if you're just kind of getting started and aren't at that point yet where we just got to a point where we had so many people that have come through the turnstile that we had to start thinking about things a little bit differently. If you aren't at that point yet, it's pretty simple. You should just be advertising to your fans, getting them to, fan people. Just because they're a fan of you on Facebook doesn't mean that they're giving you their email address to this point, or that you have them on Messenger. So you want to try to get that to happen as well. And even if you do have it, the stats on that ad are going to be skewed to performing so much better that when you go launch the ad to these other people, they'll perform significantly better. And hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, kind of following up with that too. Another person asked, any tips for A/B testing in terms of demographics, geography, for somebody really new to Facebook advertising? And I guess monster hacks that you use to somebody to make their campaigns more efficient right out of the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just getting started with Facebook ads for a brand new brand and you have a decent budget, because I mean, that's part of it. I would get Espresso. Espresso is still a really great tool for helping run just an insane number of tests. But I can tell you the things that we've seen that have worked the best for across, again, multiple brands, and we've spent like $1 million on Facebook ads now at this point, which is crazy. Gender is a massive delineation between what works and what doesn't. Age is another like crazy one. So you want to be split testing that like really early on, like finding out, is your audience more male or female leaning, or more younger versus older leaning. So for color, it, without a doubt, very definitive, 45-year-old plus women. For tactical, 40-year-old plus men. That's really important to get down first, to like really understand that demographic. And then the ads themselves make a big difference. So having like, split testing the ad unit, the thing that makes the most difference is typically the imagery, the video. And then, the headline is really important. Having something that grabs people's attention, split testing all of that. There's a lot to split test. I mean, we have a full-time person here now that does nothing but this. It can be very complicated and time consuming if you let it be. And you can also, I'm going to drop a curse word, so turn off your speakers if you have kids in the room, but it can be like the biggest mind fuck ever with Facebook ads, because you'll see some things that you think that you've figured out 100%, and then you'll get different results later. Like for instance, we had a situation just recently. We were doing some, this just happened like last week. We had a situation, we were testing some creative and a landing page, and we thought we had the answer, and then we relaunched it with the winning version, and it like performed way worse. And then we like went back and ran our test again, and actually turned out that the other one was really the winner. So you do get some erroneous results. But I think that, approaching it that way, really looking at gender and age first, and not trying to test too many things at once is another thing that's important. You can, if you get out of Espresso, you can end up testing age, gender, interest, location, device, and like have 250 different combinations really quickly. And unless you're spending $2,500 a day, you're never going to get accurate results. So hopefully all that's like a good high level tip.
David Wood, we've seen that you just purchased EECOM Crew Premium Annual, so thank you very much.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Webinars work, man.
Quick on the gun. Make sure you join our Facebook Premium group. You should get a link shortly, and there's actually, like I mentioned, there's private members only webinar tomorrow. And if you don't see a link for that, it should be in the Facebook group. If you don't see a link for it, just give us an email through one of the links that you got in your welcome email. Okay, working our way through these Q&A. People are starting to use the Q&A functionality here. How would you integrate Gleam competitions into this messenger model? Would that become a landing page?
So we, if you go to colorate.com / I forgot the URL now. You just go to colorate.com and look at the blog section at the bottom. What we've done is we integrate it into a landing page on Shopify. So it's Facebook ad to actually a Zipify landing page, and then over to that we use the blog post to embed the Gleam interface. If you're just getting started and you don't have Shopify, you can easily just send it right to one of the Gleam landing pages is more than okay. Pro tip, make sure that you include the Facebook pixel when you set up Gleam, really important.
Okay. Dino asks, can you use this to get reviews on Amazon? Now we're opening up a whole can of worms here. So using Messenger to get reviews on Amazon.
I mean, you absolutely can. It's black hat. We don't do it. I'm terrified of this.
Really? So you mean you have a little bit of diverging views on this? So sending
I know how to do it.
Sending a message to people, have you purchased our product? Yes, I have. Great. Do you mind leaving us a review?
So I mean, the way that happens is you need to use something like Zon Pages to build, to do an append, email append, zonpages.com. They have an email append service. So basically you can build a list of all the people who have purchased from you on Amazon, which we have done, by the way. Definitely great hat. But we don't use that audience to then communicate with people to leave us a review. But what you would do is, if you wanted to set it up that way, what I would do is have an audience from Zon Pages be built that is all people who have purchased a product from you on Amazon more than 2 weeks ago and like less than 8 weeks ago. You're going to build that audience, and then you're just going to run a Facebook Messenger ad to them to offer them something. We're going to send you a gift card or some way to get them to engage with you. We're looking for product testers, or there's all kinds of ways to approach this. And then, like Dave said, you can ask them the question: have you bought a product from us before? If they say yes, you can ask them to leave a review. In fact, Zach Franklin, who was just on the podcast, episode 180-ish, he does this and has had massive success. So I know people doing it. I just don't do it.
Okay, any thoughts on doing everything discussed with Messenger in terms of GDPR compliance? So the big European privacy compliance laws that rolled out a few months ago. Is it even necessary if Facebook is managing the data? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I believe you're covered. We don't advertise in the UK, so we have no Messenger subscribers in the UK. So I don't really know. I know that it was a pain in the rear end. When it came to email, we had the best we could to become GDPR compliant for email. But Messenger, I think you're probably okay.
Sorry, I was on mute. I'm a premium member with access to the old courses in Facebook Premium Group, but couldn't locate the new Messenger course. It literally just got released, Marissa. If you don't have access now, check back later tonight, because we're having to do it manually for everybody, give you access to it. So check back tonight. I will try to look you up right now, actually, and give you access right now, though. And that way you don't even have to wait.
And Saad was saying that he bought the original course membership. Do I get access to this too? So if you have EECOM Crew Premium, specifically if you bought Premium, you would get it as a part of the Premium membership that we launched, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. If you bought like one of the courses individually, we had and still offer a really cheap upgrade. You can email us at support@ecomcrew.com and we'll get you a link to that. I think it's $150, if I remember correctly. We'll upgrade you for an entire year of premium. So you'll unlock all the other courses and all the other content we talked about for $150 for a year for if you purchase one of our courses before.
Mike, are you finding using videos in your Facebook ads generate better ad optimization from Facebook that generates a lower cost lead versus using images?
Yes.
Are you
it's not even close.
Yeah. Are you retargeting those who watched only a portion of the video? I don't think you can retarget using an ad image.
We are going to test this again. We've had bad luck retargeting people that have watched either 50 or 75% of the video. It's something that I've tried in the past extensively and just had zero luck with making it work effectively, cost effectively. But we have a new campaign that we've launched pretty recently in the last couple of weeks that's been really successful. And I'm thinking of trying it again because it's a pretty high volume number of people. And it's a pretty compelling offer that's been working very well. And I think I'm going to try it again. So my recommendation would be to always build that list. Whenever you set up a new ad, there's the option there to create an audience of people that watch X percentage of the video. So we're going to do 75% on this next test again. But again, I've done that before and not had real great luck with it. But if you build it, at least you have it.
Hi guys, I have a question for you. I get an unsubscribe rate of around 30% and I'm not very promotional. I subscribe people to a 7-day sequence, giving them daily content. Any ideas?
Jesus, 30% is high.
That is high.
Well, first of all, in the 7-day sequence, you got to be really careful and make sure there's nothing promotional in that sequence. We got in trouble for this. We were sending our downloads. People were signing up for 10 free downloads, and we were sending the download through Messenger every other day, and that was deemed promotional. It wasn't even promotional. It was just we were sending them their download. So you got to be really careful about what you're even sending. But I would say if you have a 30% unsubscribe rate, just being honest here about, I would say either you're sending bad content, you could do a better job with the content, or you're signing up the wrong people. Like the something's wrong, right? That's just too high of a unsubscribe rate. So target a different group of people, maybe, that's more focused. I don't know exactly what it is that you do, so it makes it difficult. So I'm just kind of thinking at high levels here. But so pick a better audience to poach from, or look at. You can, ManyChat in the sequence, in the sequences will show you, you can see where they're unsubscribing from. So if maybe it's one particular message that's triggering the unsubscribe, and you can remove that from the sequence or change the content of it. But 30% is really high, and I'm actually worried that could get you in trouble. So yeah, that's something to definitely look into.
Pete asks, can a monthly subscriber to EECOM Crew Premium use this offer code to upgrade to the annual membership? I will email you shortly after this, Pete, and we'll figure something out. And Mirza asks, it seems video ads are more effective. Any service that you can suggest to have video ads made? Oh, again, the $64 question.
Absolutely. We got our start with video ads using something called Animoto. 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 It's really cheap. I forgot. There's like an annual subscription. It makes it work out to like $20 or $30 a month or something. And basically what you do is you can load in still images, and it animates them in a way to make them a video. That was like how we got started. And then what I got smart with, what started really working well, is I would take short video clips with my iPhone, like literally, like I was doing all this myself. It's still am actually to a certain extent. So I would take short video clips with my iPhone, 3 to 5 seconds. Anybody can do this, because like what is really difficult is like making like a 10-minute video, but like you can take short clips. So like, let's just say we were making a video about our gel pens. We talked about this earlier. And we want to talk about like how the names are printed on every gel pen and how they color smoothly, and you can refill them. So I would just take clips of those things, just a couple of second clip, and then throw them in Animoto, and like it stitches it all together in like a really smooth way that makes it look super professional. And then we got really smart on top of that. The next stage was we record the voice track separately outside of Animoto. And I use Audacity to do that, which is a free program. And so what I would do is record. We still actually use this quite a bit in our business. We record the voice track. So we write the script and just read through the voice track, and then drop in a music bed within Audacity. And we upload that to Animoto, and upload it as the song. So like Animoto thinks that like the voice and the songs like all one thing. It doesn't know that there's a voice track there. So now you have a voice track over Animoto, and it's like so freaking cool. But like, because we've been kind of like so addicted to video now, I've actually got Final Cut Pro, and I've like learned it I took it upon myself to learn how to use it, and I've been making all the videos in Final Cut Pro. And I wish I had a way to show you the video that we just produced this week. Like every time we do one of these, it just gets better and better. And the one that we just did is I think it's pretty good. I mean, it's doing well, like from an ad perspective. Let me see if I can figure out if I can drop this in here. Can I just drop a video in the chat?
How big is the video?
I didn't like that.
Maybe what we'll do is we can send out a link in the follow-up with the slides that everybody will be getting. So we'll send out a follow-up email after the webinar with a link to the video and a link to the slides and anything else that we kind of missed.
Yep. Finder window. I'm going to upload this, and we'll drop a link in the chat too, but we'll put it in as a part of the videos. So I'll drop that video here in a second to you guys. Just give me a second to get that up here.
Excuse the 3-year-old throwing Lego around in the living room too.
Nice. Next question.
I think that's it.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Only 2 hours in. Camtasia, Doug just slipped that in. Camtasia is great for doing like a screen share and basically a screen share with on camera recording. In terms of like editing video, it's okay. Not great though.
Final Cut is like definitely like our stuff's on steroids now. Comparatively. And
if you have the Adobe package, Premiere is just as good too. So if you already have your $29 a month package or whatever you pay for the Adobe suite, works pretty good. Last one, David Bryant. Who logged in as David Bryant? It's really weird. If I have a ManyChat link on an insert card to get the customer sign up for sweepstakes, do I need to drive them to a landing page outside ManyChat? Or is there a landing page in ManyChat enough just to build a list in Messenger? Well, it's better to have your own kind of branded landing page. ManyChats are, they do landing pages, but they're pretty bland.
They're very bland.
Yeah, so if you can, definitely, whether you're on Shopify or WooCommerce or wherever you are in e-commerce land, do at least a slightly branded website. It's better than ManyChat's landing pages. Okay, so we got going once, going twice, going.
I have that video uploading, so we'll give people at least until that uploads, and I'll drop the link here. Here it is. Already done. So let me get you guys a link to this. Let me know what you guys think.
Do you ever use Messenger bot for full price links to your landing page? For like a product launch, you can do it. It's never going to work as effectively as if you have some kind of offer tied to it. But if you can kind of present it in a promotional way, like just launch, get it while it lasts, or that type of thing, it's going to work better than simply saying, hey, come buy this at 100% of our full price.
Yeah, I think that like doing a webinar sometime before the end of the year on how we've been making videos could definitely be a really, because we've been able to make really powerful, like really good performing marketing videos for under a couple $100. Like if we, and that's just our time, but like I'm factoring in our staff's time, but they've been doing pretty well. But I just dropped a link to the newest one that we just released. I think that's the right link. Just make sure it's still processing or whatever, but you can check it up later.
Pete asked, putting a promotional insert together now. Didn't hear what you said about including a QR code to Messenger to get a free warranty or support or ebook. Yeah,
I like it.
Mm-hmm. Collecting their email is definitely the big one. So whatever you're doing on Messenger, make sure that you're also collecting their email in some form or fashion.
Yeah, so you can like get them on Messenger, scan the QR code, then it's a link to to the website where you register the warranty.
Yeah.
That would work. All right, guys. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. We had a bunch of people in here, which is always cool to see. Hopefully people will enjoy the replay as well. Don't forget that we have the promotion for EECOM Crew Premium good through tomorrow. Not only do we close EECOM Crew Premium pretty much all the time now just because we've been overwhelmed with the response, we don't very rarely do discounts. So ecomcrew.com/premium, and then use the code messenger to get you 25% off your first month or your first year. The year is definitely way better value.
Yeah.
Besides that,
and for other premium members, we have a webinar tomorrow, same time, same place. So 11 a.m. and you guys should have a link for it. If not, give us a shout, but hopefully we see premium members there. And Pete just slipped one last one in. Is that okay with Amazon TOFs? No. But
I think that if you do it to Messenger with a QR code, you're probably pretty safe. Like that's something that I would do, and I'm a weenie when it comes to this. So
the truth of it is, Amazon's never going to slap your wrist for it. They're not enforcing Apple, promoting Apple.com on their boxes. They can't really say to everybody, no, you can never include any off Amazon promotional activities, especially as long as you're not doing it flagrantly, and getting them on some warranty registration list. Every other major company in the world does it. So yeah, I wouldn't be worried about it.
All right.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Talk to you next time.
Happy Tuesday. Happy selling until next time. Bye, guys.
How do I end?